and meaning, right? Any other things, comments you would like to add here?
He used it. I'm pretty sure this was an international speech.
It's an international speech.
Yeah, so there was enough humor, but like not where it's too much. It's enough to keep the audience hooked.
Yes,
on
yes.
message.
The humor hooked.
Yeah, like
Yes.
how he talked about his parents and then how his mother was scary enough to ride in the house.
Yes, that was very good humor. Self-mockery of his own family he made people go laugh. Lots of giggles throughout you could hear, right? Okay. So, the title of the speech. These are my points, okay? Title of the speech, I see something. It's very captivating, right? Right from the beginning. So what is he going to talk about? We'll think about it. Then the property, as the hand told, the rose. It really made an impact, right? We are putting, like, taking out the petal, how you are broke, how you are lost, is showing it visually to everyone. And in the last, it picks up a whole flower. How the mentors helped him to become himself again. And all the message is relatable to us. The broke, I'm lost, is broken in the beginning. So all these are very relatable to each one of us, the message. And he's engaging the audience throughout. See, you all know, right? Human beings' attention span is just 7 seconds. After 7 seconds, you'll be lost. So to grab back the attention, ask them questions. Then again you will listen. So he's engaging the audience by asking to raise their hands, right? Then he had humor throughout, so that also engages the audience. Because all of us love laughing, right? And then he had a question, have you had that problem? Which makes us think, right? We also have been, sometimes we are so lost, we don't know what to do. So he's asking that question, so which makes us think. And all the things when he is expressing, all the gestures, is really picturing it, and we are able to imagine that he is in jail, all that we are able to imagine, right? Whatever things he is doing throughout his speech, we are able to imagine the situation ourselves. And in it, he has a very beautiful story right from the beginning till the end, where he talked about all the 5 mentors in his life, his mom, his dad, Uncle Sam, the senior Toastmaster in his Toastmaster club, and his wife, who all changed his life. Okay? We are all unique. The message is we are all unique and we are all capable of doing something. But at times we will be broken and lost, but there will be people to uplift us, and we have to take the right message and we have to work towards it. The language was so beautiful. In the beginning he used metaphor. He compared us, fellow flowers. That's how he addressed the audience. He addressed the audience as fellow flowers. Metaphor, he used a metaphor, and in between, how did he introduce Uncle Sam? He looks like a teddy. It's a simile. So good language he used. And also, I told it earlier itself, dramatization. He had drama into all. He acted so well, right? And the concluding line, the call for action, was to the audience. I see something in you. All of you are special. And I don't know what it is. It's only you who know. And you have to figure out. That is what the message is giving. So the concluding line is also very impactful, right? It's throwing out a big message. Okay. So now getting back. So you have seen the video, everything. Now little bit of theory. If it is boring, stop me again. Once again, I'm telling you that. So as I told you in the beginning, for any speech, we need to have 3 important parts. What is it? O, B, C. Opening, body, conclusion. The opening should be able to hook the audience. Okay? The opening should be in such a way that it hooks the audience. The body should be in such a way that it shakes the audience. It takes you that, shake the audience with the stories. Okay? And the conclusion in such a way that it should push the audience to do something effective. It should be inspiring. You should be able to push the audience. Opening is hook the audience, body shake the audience, and conclusion is push the audience. So we need to have OBC. Hook, shake, and push. Fine? So these are the three main things. Now going to the next slide, we'll talk about how differently you can open. Many ways you can open your speech. Like you all use different techniques of opening the speech. You all incorporated a few techniques. So let us see what each techniques are. You can start with the statistics of fact. That's what exactly he did. 8 billion people. That's the statistics he did. Okay? Or I could say public speaking is more fearful than even death for most of the people. And as per the census, about 75% of the people fear public speaking. Right? So that is the statistics we are giving. So you can start with the startling statistics. Compelling question. Okay? You can ask a question to the audience. Have you ever observed what a simple smile can bring in your life? You can ask a question and then you can get into your body if your speech is about smile. Okay? Through a question. You can have quotations. Okay? Great victories lies not in it. Like any quotation you can have based upon the theme of the speech. If you are talking about perseverance. So how many ever times you fall down, you have to raise up. So you can start with this quote for that speech. Okay? So quotations using the beginning of the speech also will connect you to the audience. You can have a story in the beginning, a small story in the beginning before you start it. You can have a small story in the beginning. Okay? Allow me to share a personal experience. You can have a small story in the beginning. You can start with a humor, like how you did. Let me introduce the 3 musketeers of 2024. Okay? So that's a humorous thing. Okay? And then visual imagery. Like you can ask the audience in the beginning, so close your eyes and imagine yourself, you are in the Amazon forest, all that. So if you're talking about the Amazon forest, you can make them picturize these things by asking them to do it physically. That. Okay? So all that is attention grabbing. And you can have an interactive opening. Okay? Like recently I gave a speech in my club, it was about mentors. So in that I asked, do you love traveling? That was how I started, do you love traveling? So then everybody said yes. Then how do you like to travel? Which vehicle do you like to use to travel? Then everybody said, yeah, bus, car, all that they said. And then I told them what is the importance of the journey. The journey itself is not important, it's not the destination. And if a journey is comfortable, the destination will be, we will feel happy about the destination. And then I told them my best vehicle is cars. And I compared my mentors with the cars. My mentors with the cars. And that was my beginning actually. And in the conclusion, I again took it back to the cars. And in the beginning, how I did for you, cars, Pongal. Remember, similarly, I said, C is for compass, the guiding light. Mentors of our life are guiding light. A is for architect, they are the architect of our stories. R is for redirect, when we are lost, when one door is closed, they direct us to multiple ways. And S is for the silent windows. So I connected it back in the conclusion. Okay, so opening and conclusion should be interlinked. You should be able to connect the opening and conclusion. So you can have an interactive opening. So what are the types of opening you can have? These are just few, you can have more types. You can have a statistics, you can have a question, you can have quotation, you can have a small story in the beginning. You can have some humorous thing which is relevant to the speech, and then you can have some paint some visual imagery. You can, for this visual imagery, you can even start like for my daughter's speech for the championship and in district gala thing. What she did was she did a cartwheel, okay? And in the cartwheel she shows as if she is falling. And towards the end she does a proper cartwheel. So in the beginning she failed, and with her efforts in the conclusion she is showing again cartwheel. That is an action. And such actions also will hook the audience. In another speech I observed somebody dancing. So that will also grab the attention. Then sing, you can even sing. That is also attention grabber. Okay? So some techniques you have to use which is relevant to the speech to the audience. That's very, very important. So always opening should align with your topic, audience and overall tone of your speech. And you have, only when you tailor this with all these aspects, you have an everlasting impression on the audience. Now coming to the body. So how your opening should be? Did you all get it? Yes? A little it is. Something at least went inside? Okay. Body. So in the body, for any speech, when you are going to write any speech, first thing is, you should be clear about the message. That is the first thing. You should not bother about the opening, not bother about the body. What is the message you are going to convey? That is the first point you should have. What is that you are going to convey? What is that you want the audience to do? How you want to inspire that message? One line message you should be sure of. After that only you will start. So when you have the message clear, then in the body you will think of what are the points I will say, the main points. You will figure out, you will write. So, suppose the speech is about perseverance, okay? How to persevere in life. So what are the points, what are the examples in your own life you can include, you can like mark it 1, 2, 3, all that main points, note it and keep. And how will you support? You will support those points with examples and illustrations from your own life, or you can give statistics, or you can add some quotations of great people, or you can have your own stories, okay? And then when you are done with all this, creating all this, then structure it. How will you place these stories? In an order, chronological order you will place. And there should be a smooth transition between the first point to second point to the third point. That is very important. The transition should be smooth. And then if possible, as in the speech, in Dhananjay's speech, there is a lot of visual aids he used. He used rose, right? He used the trash can. So if possible, use some visual aids. And the central message he kept on reinforcing, right? I see something in you. And most importantly, you should have time management. Suppose the time limit given is 7 minutes to you. Write speech which has only 600 words. Is it getting boring?